everyone, I'm here at the Sydney premiere of Madam Web, the latest movie in Sony's Spider-Man universe. It's out this week. Let's head into the premiere and check it out. Alright, out of the movie, it was okay. I'll give you my full thoughts in a sec. Madam Web is directed by S.J. Clarkson and follows Cassie Webb as she discovers she has the power to see the future and is connected to these three girls who are being hunted by the villain Ezekiel. I really enjoyed the first two acts of this movie, but after that the plot feels so aimless that it just can't find a reason to keep going. First off, it has some really awesome action choreography and some really well edited scenes. It also has wonderfully sleek cinematography with a really nice warm 2000s nostalgia vibe to the New York City setting. It has some earnest and fun performances by the supporting cast that feel underutilized at times. And Dakota Johnson is wonderfully sarcastic and charming and cool in this movie. And there's some really cool editing that they do with Madam Web being able to see the future, and the way that they do that, in particular in one scene on the train, builds tension in a way that had me genuinely hooked and engaged. But overall, Madam Web falls down because it can't really find a reason for its story to exist and stick the landing by the end. It kind of leads nowhere and feels pointless. It's like an origin story, but before the origin story. Without spoiling it, most of the movie revolves around these three girls who are going to become Spider-Woman in like 5 or 10 years in the future. But right now in the movie, they're just regular people who have no powers and are on the run hiding from the villain. They have no real reason to be there. They don't have superpowers. They have no contribution to the plot other than being the thing that the villain is after. But the main character is Madam Web, so you'd assume at least she has her powers, but it takes her the entire movie to learn how to use her powers, and by the end, the most impressive thing she does is like drive a truck into the villain and access some web force thing. At one point, she travels to some spider clan in the Amazon to discover how she got her powers, and it was genuinely one of the most bizarre and rushed pieces of storytelling that I've ever seen in a superhero film. This could have been a really cool movie about a woman that just gets glimpses of the future, and for most of the movie that's what it's about. But by the end they're like, oh, she has these other powers, but we're not really going to show you, and then the movie's over. The thing for me is Sony's made a bunch of these movies already. These movies about Spider-Man's side characters that don't even have Spider-Man in them. Not every character deserves to get a movie. But if you're going to do a Madam Web or Spider-Woman movie, then at least give the characters their powers and actually tell a compelling, emotional story about their journey. Otherwise, it ends up like Madam Web, which just feels like half a movie. The whole runtime feels like this very slow setup for another movie, which is never going to be made. Anyway, Madam Web's story was not great, but it was still enjoyable for me in parts. Explosive action, interesting kinetic editing, and some great chemistry between the cast members. Let me know what you thought if you've seen the movie, and remember to subscribe for more reviews just like this one.